Hey kids, good morning. How are you? Are you thumbs up? Fantastic. So, I was just looking around for selenite. Do you remember when we talked about selenite yesterday? What is it? Do you remember? That was the giant crystals that we read about in Mexico. So I looked all around for my little tiny selenite crystal, and I could not find it yet. But I'll tell you what, I found some other really amazing things, and I would like to show you. So these are called, what do you think this is? Did you say gold? Do you know a lot of people thought that this was gold? It's called fool's gold, like fooled you. And it's also called pyrites. And it's really sparkly and golden and beautiful. Doesn't it form really amazing crystals? So pyrites or fool's gold. Another one that I found was sulfur. Do you see what color this is? Y-E-L-L-O-W spells yellow. Y-E-L-L-O-W spells yellow. Yes, sulfur is a yellow color, and sometimes it smells a little bit like rotten eggs. So this one actually doesn't smell very much, but isn't that a neat color? And this one is called sulfur. I also found in my rock collection, because I was looking all around, I found this neat thing. Do you know what this is? Any ideas? It's a little hard to see with the blackboard behind it because it's black as well, isn't it? This is called obsidian. And it's kind of a rock that's been turned into a glassy-like substance. So this is cut into the shape of an arrowhead. So it's an obsidian arrowhead. Pretty neat, huh? And I have fossils too. So I've got a couple of neat old fossils, and these are creatures that lived a long time ago. I believe this one's called a trilobite, but doesn't it have a neat body structure? It's all ridged. And this one, look at that. And that's what the front of it looks like. They polished it up. This ended up turning into stone over time. The fossil did. The last thing that I want to show you, I also think is super cool. This, I think we were in Oregon, and we pulled over because we saw diatomaceous earth. Okay, that's a weird word. Let's say it. Diatomaceous earth. Whoa, that is a long word. Diatomaceous earth. So, guess what this can do? Are you ready? It's chalk. Isn't that incredible? Isn't that the wildest bit of chalk that you've seen? I know, it's the wildest bit of chalk that I've seen. So, I also want to talk about stuff that's going to be in your distance learning bag. First one I want to talk about. It's rolled up in a bag. And on the bag it says, stop, stop. So, you gotta have your adult check the email. There's instructions on it. If you open this thing up, the paper inside will get exposed to the sun and it won't work. But if you wait, you can end up putting different items on the paper, and then it will make a print of the paper. We've done this before with lizard skin. Very, very cool. So I am curious what you might find to make a print of. Some of the other things, let's see. We have a big phone. I'm curious. Do you know your adult's phone number? It's such a really great thing to know. So you have to be able, can you dial whatever their phone number is onto the phone? And then there's a place up here where you can write it. And this is kind of similar too. There's another phone and you can write your adult's phone number. And it says, this type of thing, you want to know your adult's phone number just in case you get separated. And then you're able to tell an adult, a helpful adult, what their phone number is and they can call you. So it says, who are the safe people to ask for help if I'm lost? Do you guys know about that? Do you know who you ask if you ever become lost from your adult? Well, that's a good one to talk with your adult about. What is my address? Also, really good information. And what are my adults' names? Do you know? Oh, I bet you do, because you guys are smart cookies. And then, in an emergency, it says to dial 911. Only in an emergency. So I'm sending those home with you, my friends. And then something else that I thought was really fun. This is a chart with the days of the week. So let's sing it and we'll rotate this dial when we sing days of the week. Are you ready? Days of the week. 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 There's Sunday and there's Monday. There's Tuesday and there's Wednesday. There's Thursday and there's Friday. And then there's Saturday. Days of the week. Days of the week. Well done. So this says today is, yesterday was, and tomorrow will be. So yesterday was Monday. So let's line up yesterday because we know that one, right? So we're going to go all the way around until it says Monday because yesterday was Monday. Well, that'll tell us what today is. Today is, I see that starts with a T, Tuesday. Tomorrow will be Wednesday. So now you guys have a cool rotating wheel to tell you what day of the week it is. Oh, let's scooch that one over. There we go. Today is Tuesday. So this will be in your bag as well as this fun little thing. Oh, my box of rocks is sitting on top of it. So this one you can write down what the days of the week are, and the color of that will correspond to the color that is on this wheel. Like, see, Wednesday is yellow, so we'll look over here and we will find yellow Wednesday. And you can learn how to write the words. You can trace these dots. Fantastic. Alrighty, so let's talk about, I brought out a book, and this book we're going to have to go traveling. It's not Atlas Obscura, but we are going to have to go all the way to the other side of the world and back in time at the same time. Do you think we can do this? Oh, I hope so. All right, so we're going to start in the northern hemisphere because that's where we live. In North America, in California, and we'll start in Grass Valley. So we are going to fly all the way around the world, and we are going to go to Italy. Do you see this really interesting boot shape right there? That's Italy, and it's on the Mediterranean Ocean, and we're going to go to Venice. Ooh, a beautiful city in Italy. And remember, we're also going back in time. This is the glassmaker's daughter. Glassmaker? Oh my goodness, did you know people could make glass? Oh, it is exciting. And it says, it's written by Diane Hoffmeyer and it's illustrated by Jane Ray. And look at how beautiful. Is that a little glass building or a glass palace? Wow. Oh, how does this girl feel? Does she look sad? She look bored? Let's find out more. There was once a beautiful city built on water. Its palaces floated like birds in nests on the sea, and its lamplight danced like fireflies across the ripples. These are also really interesting. Do you see these boats right here? That's how they get around in Venice. They're called gondolas, and there's lots of canals. And there is our main character. Daniela, the glassmaker's daughter, lived in the shimmering city surrounded by delicate glass made in her father's furnace. Did you know glass is made in a furnace? Whoa, this is interesting. Yet despite all this beauty, Daniela was a melancholy girl. Melancholy. Wow, does that mean sad? She lay next to the canal all day long, scowling into the water, gloomy, glum, and bored. And in despair, her father announced, "I will give a glass palace to the person who can make my daughter smile." Wow! Who do you think is going to come out to make Daniela smile? There's the glass palace, and there's the gondolas. Wow! So his glass blowers set to work. Glass blowers? Ooh, that sounds interesting. They blew and they pulled and they pinched the molten glass into silver spun walls with pineapple topped turrets and winged dragon doors. News soon spread of the silver spun palace, and people came from far and wide to compete for Daniela's smile. Oh my goodness, I'll let you see the picture first. Oh, is he gonna win? Is he gonna make Daniela smile? Let's find out. First to arrive was Maestro Barba Galeta. "Regard this," he said as he blew fiery rings of flame into the air. He swallowed swords and even snakes and almost turned himself inside out with his tricks on a tight rope. But instead of exciting Daniela, she was gloomier than ever. Wow! Do you think you might smile if you saw that? Ooh, I think I would. Let's find out what happens here. Then, the most famous of mask makers, Donna Violetta Rufina Zangara, arrived with a cabinet of masks, moons and stars and suns. One, a nest of twigs with tiny jewel-encrusted birds. Another, a mermaid's lair lined with shells and pearls. "Try these, they'll bring a smile to your face," said Donna Violetta Rufina Zangara, holding up the smiliest of all her masks. But instead of delighting Daniela, she was glummer than ever. What are they going to do? Oh my goodness. What happened to this one? Looks like he was on a gondola. Let's find out. Then Leonardo Leonino Grandi arrived. "Behold this!" he cried. He swept aside the curtain of his gondola. A huge lion jumped up with such a roar that the gondola rocked, and Leonini Grandi swayed and then fell backwards into the canal with an almighty splash, the lion on top of him. But even this did not bring a smile to Daniela's lips. Do you think you might have rolled on the ground laughing over that one? A little scary, but kind of funny. Let's see. Oh, look at all of this. Glove makers, tart bakers, trumpet players, dragon slayers, monkey trickers, pocket pickers, bell ringers, opera singers, even sausage stringers all failed to make Daniela smile. "What's to be done?" her father groaned. "How will such a miserable girl ever find happiness?" Ooh. Oh my goodness. What is this? Is this what glass looks like when it's fired up in a furnace? Is this a pipe for blowing the glass? And these are all of the other things that this young man has made. Wow, that is pretty interesting. Let's find out more. But one young glassmaker longed more than anyone to make Daniela smile. In a corner of the workshop, Angelo drew a molten globe from the furnace, and he blew a bubble of glass. "Flux and fire," he whispered, and then he snipped the bubble and he laid it flat and smoothed on slivers of silver mercury. "Mercury and tin," he chanted, and then he rubbed the slivers down with a hare's paw. "Foiled and finished and polished thin," and then he sang his secret song again. "Flux and fire, mercury and tin, foiled and finished and polished thin." So he's blowing air and forcing an air bubble into this molten piece of glass. And that means that it's going to get nice and big. Let's see, what's it going to become? There's Angelo. The other glassmakers peered across at them. "What are you making, Angelo?" "It's a gift that will make Daniela smile. She hasn't smiled for an alchemist, an acrobat, an opera singer, or a sausage stringer. Why should she smile for you?" Angelo ignored all of them and went looking for Daniela. He held out his gift. "Glass? I don't need glass," because her dad is a glassmaker, right? She pushed it aside. "Look again, Principessa. This is no ordinary piece of glass. It's different. Look into it." Do you think this is the first time that she's seen a mirror? Wow, can you imagine a time where there were no mirrors? Pretty interesting. Daniela scowled as she held it up to her face. "What do you see?" Angelo asked. "I see a creature with a mouth like an upside-down slice of lemon, and the eyes of a cross dragon." "Look again." She peered back at the glass. It's the funniest face in the world. She's seeing herself for the first time. And it makes her laugh. And then the face started to change, and the frown lines disappeared, and the eyes sparkled, and the mouth turned up. What's it look like when your mouth turns up? A smile. And Daniela burst out laughing. And the more she looked at the person in the glass, the more she laughed. And at each fresh peal of laughter, glass began to shiver and tinkle around her. Oh no, what's gonna happen? The palace quivered. A pineapple snapped off a turret and came tumbling down. Oh no! The silver-spun walls splintered. There was a sound of cracking, shattering, splintering. What's going on? Oh no! Look what happened to that beautiful glass palace that her dad had built. Then the entire palace fell to smithereens. Oh my. Daniela's father rushed forward. Angelo, I'll build you another palace, but tell me your secret. How did your magic glass change my daughter? And Angelo shook his head. She changed herself. My glass only reflects what's already there. Happiness is inside all of us. You only have to discover it. Daniela couldn't stop herself from peeping into the glass and laughing again. You're right. I found it by looking at my gloomy, grumpy face. I don't need mask makers, tart bakers, trumpet players, dragon slayers, bell ringers, or even sausage stringers to make me happy. And she laughed with such delight that the glass pieces at her feet started tinkling. Oh my goodness, and it looks like her whole town might be celebrating. Then every bell in the city began to wobble with her laughter. The sound pealed out until even the palaces seemed to rock on their floating nests, and all through the city people began to laugh and romp. Petticoats swirled, corsets popped, old men stomped, until even the Grand Doge came out of his palace to see what the fuss was about. Ooh, and I have a dog barking in the background. Daniela's laughter. He kicked up his heels and danced. So now, when you hear the bells of Venice ringing out over the water, you can be sure Daniela is laughing. And don't be surprised if you peep into a looking glass and find a small smile creeping across your face. Ooh. So this has been a book that we've been enjoying at my house, and it was really fun to see. We went online with, since I'm the adult, my kids and I, we went and we looked up some glass making, and this was a really fun thing to kind of understand how glass used to be made. All right, folks, I will see you tomorrow.